big pharma with that too, and like it just is like it's all fucked up, and I don't buy into any of it, and I'm just gonna smoke weed until I die. I've decided.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. Like I don't need any. Like I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I just needed to get that out, you know?
You can get whatever you want out.
That's right, I can.
That's what this space is for.
That's
Like,
right.
maybe you can get something else out, like, what's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret.
You
It's a lot.
being so good.
That's like a very heavy question.
Just like, I'm just getting so good at, like, picking... We picked the
theme
topic.
of the episode, did you see it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
mistakes.
It's
And I was
supposed to
like,
be
I've made
mistakes
so
and
many.
regrets,
But
but like all we've done is talk about drugs.
My favorite thing in the world is, like, while I'm sitting here, is to figure out, like, how I'm going to get us on the track. And then I ruin it by talking about it.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
I think
say,
it's just so much fun.
you're not listening, you're just sitting there.
I'm listening. I'm having a conversation. But like, I'm just like, how am I going to...
Yeah.
How am I going to do this one?
Because here's the thing, what we could essentially do, the three of us could sit in a room or a box, if you will, and talk endlessly for hours. Like, we will outlive the SD cards on all these cameras. The batteries will go dead. Like, we can just talk for hours aimlessly about stuff.
Yeah.
So we do kind of need sometimes a little pat on the butt
Yeah,
to
that's
just
why-
be
that's
like,
why-
get back in.
That's why I'm here.
Because we
Yeah.
just have so much fun conversing, that's all. Do you have, like, a biggest regret or mistake that comes to mind?
Bold of you to assume I've peaked.
That's just it. Is every mistake that you've made at this point
I
in your
know
life-
there's gonna be a worse one coming up. I just
And that's for everyone.
wait for the other
no
shoe
one
to
has
drop.
to figure
That's
it out.
anxiety also though. Nothing, and I did it again. Nothing
You're-
bad can happen.
We need to get you...
I need some drums or something, some bongos.
I was going to say mittens
Yeah, a little
to
bit-
soften the noise.
No, we need more noise. That's what we need. More noise.
But okay, how about
no,
this
I think
question?
so far though, I do have like a few.
But
Obviously.
how about this? What's your biggest regret that you have right now? Like, regret-wise, what is one thing that just first pops up in your head?
Probably like moving out when I was 17.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because, well, like I definitely like when I was younger, like had this idea of my life that everybody does, but like I am nowhere near that ideal, and it's just like I think. Well, I moved out because like we moved to the north side of it from the west end, and my mom was pregnant with her like new baby with my stepdad at the time, and so like it was just like a lot of change, and I was I was finishing high school. I was in grade 12, so I wasn't ready. Like, and if we moved to the north side, I like my two younger siblings were changing schools, so like they were being completely uprooted, and I refused to switch schools because I was halfway done 12th grade, and I was like, I'm not gonna graduate without my friends. Fuck that. And so I was stubborn enough to stay, like, at Jasper Place where I was going, and then I would bus every day from the north side to like the west end by West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah.
And then
Just so people that they don't know how far that is. How far is that?
That's
in
like-
minutes?
it's like 40 minutes.
Holy fuck! For
Yeah.
a bus ride?
Yeah.
Every bus ride in this
In the city it's ridiculous. Like
West End's only 30.
It's like a 15-minute drive, and it's a 40-minute bus.
yeah, because
That's
like
like
and then the buses, and then I had a job at West End.
Yeah.
So like, and I would work after school, so I wouldn't get off until like 11, and so the last bus that I could take was the longer bus that would take longer, so it would take an hour and a half, so I wouldn't get home until 12:30, and then I had school the next day. So eventually, and like that's the point where my depression just kind of like, for the first time, got out of hand, and like for the like really like came into fruition, manifested, like I don't know, like I stopped going to school. Like I moved in with my grandma because it was easier because she lived like 10 minutes away from my high school. So like I one day went over and I didn't leave. And then
That's how you moved in.
that's how I moved in. That's how I moved in with my boyfriend now. So yeah,
You
just
just
like
show
a theme
up and
in my
never
life.
leave.
Yeah, I'm like I'm not gonna leave now. So I'm here forever. But yeah, and like my granny, like I love her so much. But like obviously her and my grandpa weren't like there to raise a child, like not there to be like they were my grandparents. So they were there, they gave me a place to live, but like they weren't present, you know, like I had way too much freedom, like way too much freedom. I stopped going to school. The only reason I graduated was because I was in honors. Like I was in 2 IB programs, and the school gets paid. Fun fact, life hack, if you can convince a teacher to let you in the honors class, they get paid every time an IB or honors student graduates. So they'll make you graduate even if you don't deserve it.
Yeah, they'll bust their ass because you're an investment at that point.
Yeah, and so...
They'll
I developed a complex, I think, because I got away with all this shit. I got away with not going to school. I still graduated. I was like, there's people who would, like, show the behavior I was showing, and they would be pulled into the vice principal's office and, like, given a talk to. I was never given a talk to. So I'm like, I can get away with anything. Like, it developed, like, it wasn't a good thing for me. Like, no, I finished school, but, like, it didn't benefit me. If anything, it made it worse. So, like... Yeah, I just think that... And my mom tried the best she could, but, like, she had her own shit going on. And, like, her texting me, telling me that she could see that I wasn't in school, like, that I was skipping school, wasn't gonna do anything. She wasn't physically there to tell me. Like, you know, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, fuck, I'll turn my phone off. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like, I was very much left to my own devices at a very young age, and I didn't develop coping mechanisms very quickly at all.
What do you think would have helped you, like, just like someone giving you a talk?
Yeah, or like realizing that I was struggling. Like, I am not the type of person to reach out for help. I'm learning, I need to be, and so like as I'm getting older, I'm doing that more. But like when I was younger, I would rather like die than ask for help and be an inconvenience to somebody else, you know, like to ruin their day, you know. So like for my mom, like me moving out, like it was like removing that inconvenience because I was just like I was out of it. Like I wasn't happy with the situation, so like I wasn't a friendly person to be around. So like like it was a lot of things, and like that's why I moved out. And like I never thought I would be the first one to move out. Like I thought for sure my sister would be. But like I was like, I'm gonna live with my mom until I'm like dead because I can't pay for anything. I don't know anything. Like, and then all of a sudden I had to, but like, and then when I say moved out, I didn't move out and pay rent. Like I moved out and lived with my grandma for free for like 4 years and like didn't develop any responsibility. And then all of a sudden I moved in with my sister at one point and I had to pay rent and I was doing it. It was a struggle, but then her baby daddy didn't pay rent, so we got evicted. So like it was just like shitstorm after shitstorm after shitstorm. Yeah. And then like I can see why things turned out the way it did. Like that's the biggest regret because that was the thing that the domino that fell that like made everything else fall. And so and it ended with like 2 years ago the atrocious relationship I was in, and like that was the final act for that, you know, like you know how you said like every 7 years it changed. Like that was kind of like the big thing, you know, the big last hurrah. And then now I feel like I'm a brand new person.
Do you feel like you can breathe?
Yeah, I know what's going on, and like I have a handle. Like it's so hard. Like it's really hard living out here, guys. I fucking hate it. But like,
and I think that's
it's
why
worth it.
That's why I'm like I don't want to sound like a dad or something. But like when I want, like I don't want to sound like I'm on you or something like that. But like whenever I'm like, hey, I have this idea, I'll be at your house. Like I like that though. Yeah, I'm not like, oh hey, what time do you want me to? I'm like, nope, I'm here. Let's do this. I prefer. Not because you can't, because like I just believe in you. Yeah. And I believe in like your brand, and I believe in like your humor, and like I just do, and like that's why I'm always like up to like make characters and like.
I love that. I love you. Thank you. That's very nice. I need that. I need it. It's so nice. It's so great that I have you guys also.
Because someone did that for me, right? Like someone believed in me, and then they expected stuff from me, and like they mentored me into like filming and like videos and stuff like that. And like now they brought me to like my own. So now I can like do this and stuff like that. And he's right there.
Aww, yeah, he's like Patrick. Give it up for Patrick. PatrickCrossman.com.
Can I borrow $60?
Sure.
One day. What? I remember this one time. Cause like whenever I'm fucked up, I always ask Patrick for an Uber. I'm like, hey, can I borrow? Like the last one was like, can I borrow $120 for an Uber? Cause I have to go to work, but it's like all the way in Ellerslie, and I don't want to walk. can you give me $120? He's like, I'll just pay for the Uber return. I'm like, no. Can I borrow $120 plus $5 because ATM fees?
And first, I offered to drive you, and you were like, no, can't do that.
I was so dumb.
No, I definitely need the money.
And then I remember recently he finally paid for the Uber to his place, and we both got them like. It worked out finally. Yeah.
Worked. So funny. And it was not $120. It was like $20.
What?
Right?
Yeah, like the Uber was like $13.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like whenever I ask for money, it's like I always ask like 60s. I'm always like 60, 120, 180.
Yeah, it's like you're not. Yeah, it's like you're not being truthful about what you're trying to borrow the money for.
I mean, like everybody counts. I count in increments of 10s. You just know how to do it by 60s. 6 more.
Yeah.
What's $10?
Think about it. What? Like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50? Like...
No, what's the amount?
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you meant you buy something.
Yeah, no, like the only reason you want money is to buy something of a certain value.
The thing
is not what money is for.
The thing is though, is like whenever I ask for money, it's like I've already done so much. Like I owe my drug dealer like $800.
Yeah.
I've already fronted another drug dealer like $600. I've already spent like half my rent.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, can I borrow $20?
You're never starting out by asking for money.
God no.
You've made the investment. You're halfway in.
You're a working man.
I'm a working man. Because I'm always good at making money. I can make a lot of money.
You have hustle.
But like I just like once I start buying. Like, once I start going in the rabbit hole, like, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. You'll just go until you run out.
Yeah. Of, like, fumes or anything, right?
I get a lot of drugs without having, like, anybody. It's insane. People just trust me. Like, I've been in a car with a drug dealer, and, like, me and him were, like, doing the thing, and, like, he's, like, giving me the drugs, and I'm giving him the money, and, like, he puts his hand out, and I remember this one guy, he put his hand out to grab the cash, and I, like, went like this, and I bled on his sweater. It was like, and then he looks at me. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Do you want a tip?
I'm so embarrassed.
And then he's like, no. Are you going to be okay? Like, should I be selling to you? And, like, me with the drugs in my hand, I'm like, I'm not giving this back.
Yeah. No refund.
I'm like, I'm stepping out of the vehicle, like, right now. I was so dumb. Like, I was like trying to get my drug dealer to front to me, another drug dealer, and like I was trying to get him to front to me. I was like, please, just like $200, blah blah. He's like, no, like maybe ask a friend. I'm like, I was like, do you have $200? And he's like, LOL, no, what the fuck?
That's so funny.
But I think Sausha, you're doing good. Like honestly, I do.
Thank you.
Like you're doing fine.
That means a lot. It was
like
a trial and tribulation, but I made it through.
Yeah, like your videos are funny. Your content. We just gotta work on like more videos. Like once a week or something.
We see you more often. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
And that's why I started the group chat with each other because I find like myself, I'm really bad with like talking to people. Like I talk to Patrick every day, but like that's different. But like if I'm really bad with talking, like me and Kevin, we're like best friends. We've been best friends for years, but I barely talk to this guy. That's why I started the group chat.
Yeah.
So we talk more because it's like us three. Like I believe in like the team and like what we can accomplish.
Yeah, we just need to get you a better phone.
I know, but I'm gonna get one when I get paid. I've decided.
No way.
Yeah. I've been working a lot, like taking shifts and stuff. I like my job like so much. Like I really like Grindstone, and I like what I do, and like. It might sound weird, but like I wanted to be a bartender for a very long time, because I always knew that I'd be good at it. Like I'm really.
That makes
good
sense.
at
Like acceptance,
shit.
like you like the acceptance of like you're like own this shit. Like you're like boom.
Yeah.
Like
that's really nice. I never wanted to be an architectural technologist.
Yeah, that's probably why you're unhappy.
Yeah, it's 100% why I'm unhappy. But it's like don't ever feel bad about wanting that and then getting that and then feeling good about having it.
Like I make good. This is the first job I have where I like can make good money, and like I can like I have control over what comes my way in a way where it's like I can, if I have a day where it's like obviously a bad day, like I know that it's gonna like I'm not gonna make as much money because like the sad truth is I don't look as nice. And people don't tip as nice when you don't look as nice. It's just how it works when you're a girl.
I think about quitting my job. I like my job and I'm good at it. But I think about quitting my job a lot. Just because I want to pursue this more. Because I want to pursue this more. Like, I think about if, like, the people like watch this and like you gotta stop this. I'd probably just quit on the spot.
Yeah.
Cause like me being homeless, I know that I could do it again.
Yeah. But true, like that's you struggled and you know how to struggle.
Well,
like,
because like
fallback.
Because now that I have money
necessary.
now and I make money now, which is gonna sound terrible, but like this is like a really bad personal like viewpoint. Because I don't know how someone can be broke without a drug problem. Like I understand it, but like for me wise, because like it's like I used to spend $1,500 a weekend, so now I save all that money up.
Yeah.
Right, but I guess that's my only expense. So other people have other expenses.
Exactly. You just have never.
Yeah.
Kids will make you broke.
Yeah. So
That's
I
why
like
you
now
have them.
now I think about it like I think about going to like LA or like doing more stuff or like taking like 6 months off and just like pursuing this more.
You could though.
Because I could. Yeah. I just wanna I just wanna wait.
You have a lot of. I think you're in a place right now, and I think me too, and probably all of us, where we can like we have a lot of like more freedom.
The thing about us is like we work really well together.
I agree.
Is being
How
do you pronounce
Architect.
it? Architect.
Tech.
Architect.
Yeah.
That's
Is
great.
being an architect
That's
your biggest regret?
No. And it's technically an architectural technologist. So it's great that you can say the word architect.
Architectural.
Technologist.
Architectural.
You know what? You can just not.
Technologist.
I'll just say he's an AT. What's that stand for?
That's
I can't do that.
AT is a technical like professional designation that I can get. I mean, I technically have it, but I guess the real one would be a certified architectural technologist, and then I could put the letters CAT after my name, which is hilarious because I love cats.
Oh,
do it for the bit.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with getting certified as an architectural technologist is it doesn't fucking do anything for your career. It's just a bunch of money that you pay to the Architectural Association of Alberta.
You don't even get a raise.
You get shit. You get shit all.
That's...
And it's literally it's a certification for no reason.
That's dumb.
It doesn't get you
Just
into better jobs. Like people can say that they want certified architectural technologists, but anyone that has any knowledge of the business or the industry knows that like becoming certified as an AT, it doesn't mean you're good at your job. It just means that you paid an organization enough money to assess you.
You have money.
Yeah, that's all you're doing is you're just getting pieces of
paper.
paper.
You're successful enough to pay for a certification, maybe.
But it doesn't. It's not like an aptitude test. It doesn't.
Yeah, there's no point.
It doesn't.
Except for
it doesn't actually like give you a level of training above architectural technologist.
Yeah, but I do think that the labeling is important. Like when people do people put like you deal with people who are like putting in requests, right? Like I don't know how it works, but like.
But like the problem that I have with this one is that it is a scam.
Yeah.
Like it's a designation that doesn't.
But people don't understand that.
People don't. People within the industry, people that have the hiring power on like that kind of stuff, they do. They do know that, or they should know that.
Maybe they just buy into the scam. Maybe they are the scam.
Yeah. It's also like the whole structure.
We're in the Matrix.
The whole structure of the industry. It's not conducive to becoming certified. Doesn't help you.
It doesn't
any.
matter. Nothing matters. Just like becoming first aid certified. Who's gonna use that?
That's completely different.
Nope.
No, because if I
were the same.
It's not.
I'm just kidding.
It's not. You go and get training.
I know it's not the same.
I walk in not knowing CPR. I walk out knowing
You have
things.
a basic knowledge of CPR. You know how to hit somebody on a chest.
I do, but that's only been trained through like tangential avenues. I've never actually sat down and absorbed that information properly. It's stuff that you see in like,
Movies,
around you.
Pop culture.
Yeah, you just absorb it like an amoeba.
Pop culture is the universe.
Anyways, okay, so I can talk more about being an architectural technologist. It's not my biggest regret, but I think it's definitely something that I've exhausted in my life. Like I'm fine, I'm fulfilled, and I want to move on to something else. I want to do something else, but that's not what we're talking about. I don't know. Huh?
Been there, done that. Next thing.
I'm not that peppy about it, but essentially yes.
You should be.
I should be more peppy.
Take it to make it.
But that's not how I am. I'm very, very. I try and be as real with myself as possible. Like I try and strip everything down to like bare facts so that I have the stark realization of what I need to do. Because something that I struggle with the most is probably my all-consuming lack of ambition. I'm not really. I never found a passion as a youngster that I thought I could make into like a lifestyle or like a way to live, because when my parents were bringing me up, when they were teaching me stuff, they told me it was great to have like passions or hobbies or anything artistic or creative or anything like that. Those are all great, but that's what they are, is they're hobbies. They're not meant to sustain you.
Right.
And what you have to have is you have to have a rational sort of like output for a living. And that's probably what influenced me into getting into a sector that I'm not 100% rosy with.
I feel like that's like a sentiment that I like have heard a lot with like people with older parents like that are like because my mom always 100% encouraged me to be myself and like live my best life, like so like and that's something I can always appreciate her for. But like I can see why your parents, like while she encourages that, she's always like, yeah, but your comedy, like you should get another, you should go to school to have a fallback plan, like you know, but like she never like instilled that was like how I should live my life, you know? And so like I think that I can see why.
Yeah, everything that I had that didn't like sort of like piece itself into a career was just like a cute thing that I did as far as my parents were concerned.
I think that's the most annoying thing. Like, it's a cute thing. Like, it's not a cute thing. Like, I tried.
Take it really seriously.
If I had gotten more investment into stuff that I was passionate about as a kid, I would probably end up being more like that. Like, I used to draw a lot as a kid, like creatively and artistically, and that's something I really enjoyed. And then because I knew that wouldn't be an option for my parents, like I wouldn't be able to go through my education, and then when I go to do post-sec, I could not present to my parents that I wanted to do like
fine arts.
Fine arts degree, or being like, hey, I don't want to go to school, I just want to travel for a bit, or like anything like that. I knew that wouldn't be viable, so I was pigeonholed into getting something that was more rational or sustainable, reliable, essentially. And like that's totally what I got into.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I have more financial freedom now than probably most of my peers.
Yeah. For sure.
And that's like not ever something I've been comfortable with. Like But that's always who I've been. But that's not.
You're safe smart.
That's not how I view it though. Like I fucking hate it. That's probably my biggest regret then. Sure, fine.
We figured it out.
I don't know, but like here's the thing. My biggest regrets aren't mistakes that I've made. They're mistakes I haven't made.
Like being too scared?
Yeah, like I have a lot of apprehension and a lot of holdbacks about being like trying something new. Like, what if I'm bad at it? What if I fail? And like, you don't necessarily realize when you're so young, or if you do have that thought, you don't realize that you're blowing it way out of proportion.
Yeah,
you're supposed to try new things. You're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to fail. It is all okay as long as you learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
It can be useful and used and stuff like that. And it's like you do have an ability to mold it, and like that's probably one of the best ways to mold yourself out of is to do things, try them, find out that you don't like them, or find out that you really do like them, and then move on from there. Whereas like me, I was restricted to certain paths that I knew would work, and it was just like
it's very logical.
Yeah, but it's such a terrible way to live your life.
Yeah, well, and Yeah. Well,
My parents, the only reason my
Now
parents
you have
did that is because they were concerned for my safety. They
yeah.
wanted me to
but
be
now you're
sustainable.
safe, and now you can be a little more dangerous. You can be a little more
Yeah.
dangerous because and that's just how your life turned out.
My parents still have holdbacks about it, though.
Yeah,
of
but
course.
you
like,
can,
I took.
they don't matter anymore.
I know,
like they do
I know,
matter, but like
No,
their
like-
opinion doesn't matter.
And I understand that, but I still have sort of like a lot of. I have a lot owing to my parents in the sense that I want to impress them. I want them to be proud of me. This is how they raised me.
You will.
I can't
You
break
should
out
be
of this in
impressed.
like a day.
They will be impressed. I'm just trying to like.
Here's the thing: is
comfort you.
I know that. Thank you very much. But I also know that my mom has proven to me otherwise.
Yeah,
is
that
that
sucks.
my dad has been the one that has been the most supportive of me doing other things. Like when I started playing instruments and like learning instruments, my dad couldn't have been more supportive. Like he absolutely loves that I have that sort of like artistic outlet. And like when I started doing comedy, my dad is completely enamored with it. Like he loves that I have this sort of like outlet and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like by every single time I like talk about comedy or get like a starry look in my eye and like tell my parents like, oh, if I had discovered this earlier, I would have quit college. My mom fucking freaks. Like she gets really
Wow.
yeah, she gets upset because I think she doesn't look at it as a viable way of life. She's like, the only reason my mom is proud of me, not the only reason my mom is proud of me, my mom is very proud of the job that I had because it's very much like a career that you could show off to your other mom friends.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the channel that my mom lives in. And if I didn't have that, if she had to tell all of her friends that her son
It's
is
like a pride thing?
yeah, it's definitely a pride
100%.
thing. But if she had to tell all of her friends that, oh yeah, my son's
He's a comedian.
he's a comedian,
YouTube
or any
comedian.
of the other things that I was interested in as a kid. Like I
He's an artist.
loved I loved drawing, I loved art and everything like that. And so like
with that?
nothing.
This is my son, the artist.
But that's the thing is my parents stonewalled that because they knew that it's not 100% reliable. Like and like they maybe like knew something I didn't, but like I never even got the chance to pursue those avenues because of sort of the upbringing and yeah, that took me so long to realize that it was my life. I never knew that as a kid.
Yeah.
My life was an extension of my parents' investment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you felt like
And
a
they
number.
never said it like that.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have understood that either. But it's just the way that they sort of they let me know that I had to be successful.
Yeah.
And that there are certain ways that
They would
they
accept.
know it's more likely to be successful doing certain things. And and here's the thing, in school I wasn't just an artistic kid, as I was very good at math. I was very like technically smart. Like I tested well. I did all sort of like the high honors. And I did all the right programs. Like I got 94% on my chemistry final exam. Yeah, like I breezed through fucking high school, and like kids hated me because I just absorbed information like a sponge and spat it back out.
And the big dick.
And yeah, and the huge penis. Why are you fixated on that?
He's hungry.
Baby wants his bottle. But yeah, kids would look at me and I get like 90s. I would be within the top 10% of the classes, and people would be like, "How'd you do it?" Or like, "Oh, I can't." Like, you studied for so long, and I would just be like, I kind of looked at my notes last period before coming to this class. And then like I would be the kid that breezed through the test and like turn it over, and then like since you had to stay in the classroom for a certain period of time, I would just go to sleep, and then I would wake up when I was allowed to leave, and I would just hand my test in because they were like, if you had like 90 minutes to write a test,
right,
you couldn't hand it in at the 20-minute mark. They said that they couldn't accept it. Like, the earliest you can hand in is 60 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not like that anymore, I don't think.
No, I don't think it is. But so I would finish it in 20 minutes, and then I would just fucking sit there for 40.
For 4 minutes.
Yeah, and so I did that once, and then I just started taking like micro naps, and then like I still got the same like high mark. Yeah, and it was bad because I wasn't invested in that aspect.
You
I was
developed
just
a complex.
Huh?
You developed a complex.
I don't know if I did.
You probably did. Some sort of complex.
I mean, I was a dorky little kid that probably thought I was way smarter than I was, for sure. I was a cringy little fuck. But like now I know that like people tell me that, oh yeah, you're smart. I was like, no, I test well, and that's it. You can feed me information and I can repeat it back. Yeah. But I don't really know how intelligent I actually am. Yeah. I don't know. I like to leave that as a question mark because I don't ever think I'll have an answer for it.
I tried to take an IQ test and I got really bored halfway through and I just stopped.
I was okay in
They're
school.
They're terrible tests.
They're the worst.
I was okay in school. I got high marks in English and social studies.
Me too.
But then like I would be like really bad at mathematics.
Me too.
And science. I was okay at science, but the thing with math is like I was really good at algebra and sine cola. I was like really good at that stuff. I can understand it, like do it. I get like 90s and 80s. But then when it came to like what's 16 minus 8, I'm like, oh, like I would get this weird anxiety about math. I'd be like, is it 8? Because it should be 8, and then I would have to look at my calculator and be like, 16 minus 8 is 8, and I would just like be freaked out.
Remember those math minutes? Or minute maths or whatever, and you would have to. The teacher would hand out those like multiplication tables, and you have to fill them out in under a minute.
You have to do as much math as possible.
And then you had to, and then I remember one of my teachers, we would like have to finish it, and then everybody would stand up or something, and then like I never stood up because I never finished it because I just like that's where my anxiety developed. I'm pretty sure because like Jesus Christ, like it just. Like,
that's also like a pretty horrendous way
to
stupid.
Teach. Yeah, like I always felt so stupid like at math because like I would just get overwhelmed and like I get overwhelmed very easily. I can do math. I can do math no problem. But like when I'm in a class and I feel stupid, I will not. I will like. I won't do it right. I will fuck up.
And then I was like the counterpart to you guys. I was the opposite. If my marks were lower, they were in social studies and English or anything like that.
But
they were so high because I got full honors. Yeah. But like I took calculus level math in like grade 11. I took special math voluntarily.
-3.
I tutored people in high school.
I was in the special math.
I tutored people in college too.
So that's the face I have to make.
They're like, okay, you're gonna go in the special math.
Okay, this one time I failed grade 2, and the year that I failed grade 2, they taught me how to like write. Right?
In grade 2?
Yeah, they taught us how to like in English class they taught us how to write properly and whatever, blah blah. I'm not autistic. But they taught us to go from down. No, I knew how, but they're like reteach. I don't know, maybe I was. But they were reteaching us how to go from it's down to up and like.
Oh, like cursive writing?
Yeah, I think it's cursive. Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna rebel and I'm gonna go from up to down, and then I failed. I failed English and then I failed grade 2.
System. The fucking system.
Yeah. I failed because of a joke.
It's racist.
It's not racist.
It's racist.
Yeah.
It's racism.
We should do math right now.
I can't.
Yeah.
Let's get out our phones.
I remember during that like calculus class. It was like a pre-calculus course. It was prep for university, and I was taking it in like grade 11 or first semester grade 12. I can't remember. And I remember you would get like a math equation. You get a calculus equation, and they'd be like, find the derivative of blah blah blah. And it actually took like 2 full pages of like pulling apart the equation and showing all the steps to get to the solution. And like that was the whole point of the class was to sort of like drill into us that you can't just be right, you have to know why you're right. Yeah. And like so that calculus course actually like made a lot of really bright kids like not like drop out, but like their marks declined and they dropped off really well. Unfortunately for me, I aced it. And the thing that really bothered me about it is that people would tell me, they're like, oh, hey, like, this is really tough. Like, it's good that you're getting such high marks, except I knew how much work I was putting in, and it was, like, very minimal. Like, So that's what bothered me about it is like I just had this technical aptitude, but no
Gifted. That's what they told
but
me.
not invested.
Different kinds of gifted.
They're like, you're special.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. I think it would have been really.
Oh my God.
I think it would have been really great if you could cut out the part of my brain that makes me want to live a happy life.
Yeah.
If you could cut that part out of me, then I could just be like a technically proficient part of society. I could be.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I could be a very efficient cog in the wheel. Unfortunately for me, I'm also a very like emotional person. I'm very sensitive, and I still have that artistic, creative side that comes out.
Yeah.
And I think it's winning.
You
I
should.
think that's the thing is that it's winning.
Tired of
it's
being
always
stuffed down.
it was always gonna
Forgotten
win.
about.
And that's the part. That's the part that should have been fed.
Yeah.
As opposed.
It's like, feed me! I'm starving!
Yeah. So and then
I
that's
am
part
too.
of the reason.
Go for food.
Yeah.
I have something to say.
Yeah. Let's
We
just
have-
decline.
No.
Can I say one thing?
I have an idea. We've been talking for 2 hours.
I
That's
mean,
why
like,
we have
right
to
now.
stop.
That's okay. But
wait, let's-
can I finish my thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just bulldoze me if you want.
I can't just keep. I'm just keep the thought in my mind. Go.
But that's now I forgot what I want to say.
Okay, can we?
I was joking. Fuck, man. Fuck. Just talk.
Can
Holy
we?
shit.
Can we really quickly just say? I'm gonna say. Let's just do some math, and then we pretend to do math.
No, that's a really dumb joke.
No. Because like it's gonna. That's how we're gonna exit the episode. We're gonna like exit out with just silence of us doing math.
No, we're gonna exit the episode with me looking at you super judgmentally because this is the thing that we're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to trample over when someone's talking.
This is when we're
No,
going
the
to end
episode
the
ended
episode.
though. The episode
Episode
ended
ended now.
I think a good ending would be letting Kevin finish a story, just as an input.
No, but like that's the thing
Finish
we have to
your
figure
story.
out is like I don't know how to like because like I'm trying to like give you guys signs over here and be like, hey, the episode's about to end.
We're talking. We are not.
You
paying
could just be
attention
like,
to
hey,
signs.
let the episode.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's
you
what I
could
was just doing.
Say it.
That's what I just did. I'm trying to. But yeah, we
But
got
you need
to.
to-
Finish
Fine.
your thought.
Yeah.
Finish your thought, and then the episode's over.
The reason why I think the artistic side of me is winning out is that I got to a certain point in my day job where I went on vacation for like a week and a bit, and all I did was go to Vancouver and do comedy. I was in a hostel by myself, and I met up with friends, and I went to shows, and that's all I did. And then I came back to work, and as soon as I was like at my desk at like 8:15, I was just like, I have to quit.
Yeah.
I have to quit. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have another job lined up. I didn't really think about it all too much, but I just felt dead. Like, not inside. I felt dead all over. Like, I felt like every part of me, I wasn't getting anything out of that job. And then, so I made the decision to quit, and then I walked in next week because that's how, like, fucked up my head is that I had to quit on a Monday, so I get my full 2 weeks. And so, like, I couldn't walk in on a I can't do that
That's
in the
something
middle of the week.
I'll do something like that.
That was silly for me. As like, so I took the week, I did the week, and then I penned the actual letter of resignation, and I did that, and then I quit my job, and then all I did for 4 months straight was drugs and comedy, and I've never been happier. And
Found it.
And then after 4 months, I was just at a point where it was like, I should get a day job, or else this will never end. And then that's how
Maybe it should have though. You know.
it should have ended.
Like you just like going off onto your own without a job. Like maybe that should have been your new. Maybe we should just do it again. Like why not?
Yeah.
No.
Like if anyone could survive it, you can just do it. Like
I know. No, at this point, what I'm doing now is like I'm on part time at my day job right now, so it's really great. So it allows me to do stuff like this and invest more time in things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It also it's giving me a livable wage and more free time for me to figure out what I want to do with that aspect of my life, because I do think that I'm the type of person that needs the structure of a day job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I'd be able to sustain myself without that rigidity. And so what I just need to do, and this is like a big thing, I just need to figure out what works for me during the days. I need a tangible result at the end of my day, I need it to feel like I've actually accomplished something, done something. Because one of the biggest drawbacks that you don't really realize when you get into sort of like a design job is that it's great for your ideas to come to fruition and come out and like you get that sort of tangible release, but it's never my ideas. It's always the clients or the architects or the seniors. It's always someone else's idea, and I'm just a tool used to get to that point. So it really kills you as a designer if you don't get to use your own ideas. And in order to be a good technologist, you can't have your own fucking ideas. The best technologist just does what they're told. Mm-hmm. You have the knowledge, you have the skill set, and then you just produce the product as quickly and as accurately as the client wants you to. Like that's, in their mind, the best technologist. And for me, it's like I want someone that has critical thinking and problem solving, and like these are all the things that I have, and that's why I somehow fell into the job and why I'm good at it. But those parts aren't required of me. Mm-hmm. I'm just a low level. It doesn't matter how high you get up as an architectural technologist, you'll always be at a lower level. Doesn't, like, I've worked with technologists that have been doing it for 15 years and they get paid less than I do, and I've only been doing it for like 6 at that stage. But the reason why I got paid more is because I took on the responsibility to run the department at that time. It's like I was acting in a managerial position, and that's the reason why I was only stepped up. But I wasn't like technically capable more than them. They were more capable than me, probably. Actually, absolutely. Let's just say that out loud. If you have 15 years experience in a field, you are probably more capable than someone that has 6. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like that's...
Unless you're a woman.
Ouch. You said it. Bad. But that was...
I was joking.
Yeah, I know. We're all joking. But that's sort of the thing that killed it for me, and that's why the whole thing unraveled. And it's still unraveling. Yay!
And it will probably always be unraveling.
That's a good thing, though. Like I like sort of what that 4 months proved to me. It proved to me that it's like, hey, the world doesn't end if you don't have a job. And I've always had a job. Like since I was 15, I've been employed.
Yeah.
Like, or full time in school. The thing that I did before getting into college was I worked my ass off so that I could pay for college, like out of my pocket, and then still live while I go to school full time. So like that's what I did. I didn't take out a loan. I just worked my ass off as much as I possibly could. Worked a really sort of like hazardous job. I probably am going to have some complications later in life due to that job because of the chemicals involved. Yeah. But like they paid me $24 an hour as an 18-year-old, and I was like, what?
Good money.
And that was
worth the cancer.
That was 12 years ago.
You can pay for the cancer.
Yeah. And since I'm in Canada, it's like if you get cancer, it's like you just go to a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the death sentence.
Here.
It's not the death sentence it is in the United States.
Nothing is the death sentence it is in the United States.
The bills will kill you before the cancer does.
Not the death sentence of the United States.
6th grade will kill you in the States.
Oh god.
Fuck, you're gonna end it right there. Yeah, we should end it right there. Yeah, kindergarten slaughterhouse.
5.
It's true though. That's the sad part about it. That's a better way to wrap it. Sorry I got testy there, but you stood on my testicles.